right. Here we are with day three of the month of September. So I want to just share. Obviously, today was a good day, based on what you can tell already in the difference in the P&L change. So required a little bit of patience. Had some technical issues today, so I did have to stitch two videos together, which you will see later on. I took a quick short trade, not short trade. I keep saying that, but I took a long trade off the start, and then afterwards, I patiently waited for the next long trade as well. So far on this M&Q series Top Step funded account, we are at about a 90% win rate with one loss, which is essentially you'll see was from today. It was basically my runner that basically got stopped out, which is all good. Losses happen, right? We just need to manage our losses well. But overall, profit factor and all that stuff is looking real good. We'll go straight into the calendar here. You can see here already as well, we had another solid day, which basically this accounted for a long trade. I was going to say short again. I don't know why I keep saying that. It accounted for a long trade that I took off the open. I trimmed two contracts and then I got stopped on the runner. And then I found a re-entry for longs later on. So you'll see in the video, I provided some narrative as well. And again, because my video recording got really messed up, I provided the last bit of the narrative on my long trade and a trading view breakdown versus a recording of Top Step. So hopefully that helps kind of close off some gaps. But as always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll leave it to you guys to check it out. All right, guys. Yep, having some difficulties today, so I'm gonna try to make it up here by stitching this video into the video that you just saw. So, obviously, for the start, already you've seen what the date ended up from a P&L perspective. So you obviously know that I did more than just the short trade. So here's some thought points, or not short trade, sorry, my long trade earlier this morning. Um, so as you already saw, I took my entry for longs, and I trimmed a lot more on my first trim, which is 30 points, but I did two contracts instead of just the one. And then I got stopped on my last one. To be expected, to be perfectly honest, that's why I trimmed two right out of the gates. So still using the same risk of 30 points and 30 points for a reward to start off with, and then obviously adjusting accordingly based on what the market's telling us and structure and all of that, right? So you saw the first trade play out the way it was. So my thought process around this, as I shared in the Discord, was that we had news coming in at 6:45 Pacific Standard Time, as well as 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so for myself personally, I didn't want to be caught in the news, holding too much of the size. So it kind of worked out where we had some really good move off the open there when I took the entry above the opening print. And so, anyways, that was that. That led into me patiently waiting for the next trade. And so I made a comment in the Discord as well because I know some people play the orb. This bar right here was a nice signal for us to take a short scalp. And again, I say scalp again because we've got a lot of range in this area. I know that not all the lines will mean things to everyone else, but each of them means something different to me. Some weight are weighted higher than others, but for the reason of the fact that this would have been a good signal as we retested the orb and closed beneath it, which would have given us this nice 30 point to about 40 point scalp to the downside. So again, I didn't take it. If I was there, I probably honestly would have attempted this trade. But I was helping my kids in the early morning today, so I did miss that. Um, but the long entry, on the other hand, though, was the one that I ended up taking that helped me solidify my trade to close off the day with my last runner being 90 points. So that same systematic 30 points, 60 point, 90 point close. And so I took my entry bar over here, as you can see. We had a little bit of interest here at the channel, which is what I was watching for reaction. So when we reclaimed above my area of interest, I took my entry bar here and trimmed my first contract for 30 points, my second contract for 60 points, and then the last one I held for 90 points, which is where we sold right here, which is pretty much just beneath the high of day. And so, I think just touching on this topic as well is that building on my yesterday's video, today I'm ensured that I stuck to my system. Yesterday I had some arbitrary goals that I tried kind of pushing for, and those arbitrary goals caused me to only take 30 points at my last contract versus what I could have taken, which was 120 points, right? And so there will be days where it makes sense to hold for longer. And again, you let structure tell you. For me, the 120 point yesterday, it just made sense. But again, I set those arbitrary goals, and because of that, I had gotten that stopped out. So even though I was profitable yesterday, like I said, I still consider that losing day. Today, I wanted to make sure that I didn't repeat that mistake, right? And even if the chart offered more, I can say that today, at that moment in time, I didn't feel good about holding for more than 90 points. And so you can see that even in the pullback. Again, you would have not known that it would have just been a pullback. I was kind of inkling that we had a potential to react to the short side here, but obviously we would need more signal than just a couple bars to tell us that. But nevertheless, I just didn't feel good about holding for longer. So I took my close at the 90 points here. Right now, as we can see, we're still hovering this upper spot. And I marked it as a micro spot to watch. And who knows, we might be able to just short from here and go straight to the downside. I don't know. I'm done for the day, but I just want to just share that I'm glad that I stuck to my plan because as you can see from a structure perspective, I didn't leave much more on the table. And to be honest, even if I did, irrelevant, right? Us first traders, we're not looking to capture the whole move. I mean, everyone loves to bottom tick and top tick a trade and capture the whole move. I don't know. Again, to each their own. I don't think that's the most important thing. I think if you can capture a piece of the pie and you can do that consistently every day, that's a win, right? And so, anyways, I'll leave it at that. We're 3 for 3 on the M&Q series so far, and so I'm looking forward to getting this paid out because we're getting closer and closer. I'm not going to put any arbitrary target of how fast it's going to take us or how long it's going to take us, but I'm looking forward to showcasing how we can do this just by trading 3 micros. Again, as always, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. I will continue to try to push this type of information content out to help educate for the community. Catch you guys again next time.